Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is round 2, match 1 of the HLL IASP charity tournament. We have HLLPL versus BDSQ, KRT, and they have one more in there that I can't remember the name of. I'm just going to call them the Badgers. Here playing again on Carentan. Today we are fighting over the town center, and with me today I have Corporal Strider.
Evening.
And Sergeant McLaren.
Well.
So, compared to last week, this is a heavy urban environment where Americans, I think, tend to have the advantage due to the number of automatic weapons that they're able to field. But that doesn't mean anything if you can't hit shit. So, should be a fairly interesting game today.
Looks like the teams have balanced themselves out. I did turn off auto balance and I set the timer to swap teams to 0 as well, so this should at least help out.
Alright, do you want me looking southeast or on the other side of the town center?
I'm looking north at town center right now.
Perfect, because I'm looking to the south.
Awesome.
And here we go.
I'm gonna have the map pulled open. I think Germans tend to have a bit of an advantage because it's a lot quicker for them to rush onto the point than it is for the Americans. But we'll see what happens here.
A little more of a straight line from HQ. Well, the Americans are already going to deploy some artillery down, so you think I can pin them down at the crossroads and Gulf 5. Definitely looks like the Germans are going to beat them to the crossroads.
Yeah, Germans are definitely here first, coming out in force. They've got a light tank, it looks like, going in there. Nope, never mind, it's a transport truck. Matt is AFK and has auto-switched teams. Okay.
I can do that. Who is Matt? There's no name with that. Does he mean...
It says it's Matt. Oh, he had to rejoin.
Oh, he quit and rejoined.
Yeah, the Americans have just arrived, coming in force.
Oh yeah, whole bunch of them in a nice little jumble straight towards the Germans.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing nearly as many Germans on the point right now.
Yeah, but the German artillery is being brutal. I think they just took out a good number.
Oh yeah, I'm seeing them hit almost spot on. Essentially, we got a 75 tank, look like it's flanking around, heading up onto the church now. See if we get side shots on the Germans at town center.
That should be interesting. Viking Warrior has a good spot to spot that tank incoming.
Oh yeah, it's a dangerous thing on this map too, running armor without infantry support. I mean, you see it all too often, a tank getting out away from the infantry and just 1 or 2 AT guys pop up behind them.
Yeah, it'll be pretty brutal. So it looks like Germans are dropping an airhead near the church. If I take a look at my map. Nope, never mind. My perspective's way off. They're dropping it right on town center. Maybe to establish a garrison there, but like I said, Americans are coming in force and they're going to have more people on that point before the Germans can really do anything about it. But it does seem like the Germans are more trying to engulf the approach.
Yeah, I'm not seeing them split up as much. The Germans seem to be sticking together in one spot, whereas the Americans, they're, I guess, really making use of the alleys and the side streets.
Yeah.
You see a few flanking up to the south of the town center.
Yeah, the Americans have kind of gone into the point in force and have taken out the buildings or the people in the corner building. Now, town center is probably my favorite point in the whole game, just because it's super easy to defend if you know what you're doing.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, it looks like the Germans have lost the key positions at town center. Anybody who doesn't know, the key positions, in my view, on this point are the building by the alleyway, the corner building approaching towards the church, and then there is a 3 or 4 story building towards the main entrance of the street where we saw the Americans approach in, that has a good vantage point on the top floor to shoot onto any approaching Germans.
Looks like the Americans have captured those houses and defense points on the point here.
Yep.
They've
Just had a funny moment where there was one lone German left in a house and 5 Americans, and they all came into the same room and nobody saw each other.
Yeah, while the Germans may have been the first on the point, they definitely did not have the same strength as the Badges are in their attack on it right now.
It's very surprising that they didn't push more up once they actually capped the point. Or they didn't even cap the point here. A lot of the team lagged back, and I guess they're waiting for the flank to come around.
Well, now we've got the German flank coming in from the north, hitting the church now. That's right where that 75 is, but they've moved position to be on the upside of the tank, or on the upside of the church.
Yeah, it looks like that 75 is going to hold the church side, or at least try to. He's about to become surrounded.
As long as the infantry near him can secure their flank, the 75 should have a good hold on that spot.
Yeah, I'm going to move more over the point, because right now a lot of the Germans are on the street over from town center. Maybe trying to push in, but they're definitely having a difficult time of it.
Yeah, that one street's got to be a bloodbath.
Is this 75 up here next to the chapel a solo tank?
I'm not sure.
Certainly feels like it.
I got 3 guys in an
it's not.
armor.
There's 3 guys.
Well, that's what I think BDS, or one of the teams, did last Saturday. They had a solo tank, and that one tanker was just, he was killing it.
Mm-hmm. Interesting to see now, though, that they've swapped it up to 3-man tanks once it hits the urban environment.
Yep.
Definitely need all eyes as much as possible around here.
About to say, I don't think you can get away with not doing a 3-man tank on KRT.
You can't. Not at all. It looks like they got the Puma stuck, though. Germans have got it stuck in a crater.
Yeah, DKB appears to be holding down in the bunker on KRT, which is a set of sandbags with an overhang above them. There's a good number of them right there.
Alright, I'm going to start shifting to the rail crossings. I'm going to try and keep town centers in view just because everyone's still on that point.
Alright, I'm still got a good view on town center, so you're good to move to rail crossing.
I should have, yeah, I've got a view of both now. It's a bit wide, but just because there's actually nobody on rail crossing attacking yet.
Yeah, there's still a pretty vicious battle to be had at town center. So, McLaren, you're a tanker. What do you think is key for any tank to actually win in an urban environment?
It depends on the situation. If you're going up against another tank, I think honestly the key thing for a tank in any sort of street is to have support. It's very difficult for a tank to clear behind them if their turret is forward. If they don't have anyone watching their back, the odds of that tank going down are pretty high. That's not to say they can't do it, but sometimes it's, you know, that TC, they need to be looking around at all sides if you don't have the infantry support. Know your area, know your surrounding.
Yeah.
I wholeheartedly agree with that.
Eyes open too.
The key to good tank advancement in an urban environment is all about its infantry support.
That's something that we've been working on a lot in our practices with our sections, and there's just, you can see the difference between moving with infantry and without. With infantry, it's almost, you know, it makes it extremely difficult for any AT to sneak up behind you. Without infantry, that tank is almost surely dead.
For sure.
I don't know if y'all have looked at the center point recently, but it looks like the Americans have a really good defensive spot. They have both sides of the buildings on the eastern side, and I'm getting run over, I think.
You're getting
There's
run
definitely
over.
I don't know, my screen was shaking. Oh, there's a panther in here shooting. I need next to my body.
Wait, what side are you on?
I'm on your side. I spawned middle, but it hasn't been shaking my screen, so I haven't redeployed. But the panther shooting really kind of rocked my world.
Looks like the Americans got a airhead down on rail crossing and are in force pushing. There's a light German defense on the point.
HLL is really trying to push into the center point here by surrounding it, but it doesn't seem like they're going to have any luck, especially before that point gets taken. The number of garrisons that HLLPL has here is very alarmingly small. Well, actually, I take that back. They've got 3 attacking garrisons, and then they've got 2 defending garrisons.
Well, the Americans are now starting to actually cap the rail crossing here.
They're getting good cap progress on that.
Yep.
You've got that covered, McLaren?
Yep, I'm watching it now. I'm keeping an eye as Jake's starting to play it close to that line.
Yeah.
Looks like they're starting to mine the roads and set up defenses as well, trying to keep the Germans from coming back in from their HQs. Push them further off the objective and cap it easily.
Yeah, I've moved more on top of the center point here just to capture the action a little bit easier. I've never actually seen so many people decide to take up positions in the bunker as I'm seeing here. It's a good spot, but it wouldn't be my number one choice for defending this point. It looks like the attack on rail crossing was repelled. Big bombing run on town center right now.
With those defensive positions, though, it doesn't look like it's going to be much of use for them there.
Yeah. It looked cool.
A German Panther is pushing hard back into the point to help defend the rail crossings. Just in force, guns blazing.
Nice.
Well, it looks like it's taking rocket.
Oh yeah, they went right by an AT guy.
Right to the butt.
But hey, they
There
might
goes the Panther.
didn't last long.
Yeah.
See, that's where you got to be careful as a tank in an environment. You just go blitzing down a street like that, you're gonna pass by those AT.
Yeah. I feel like tanks would be more effective if there was a not the coaxial machine gun or the whole machine gun, but a I don't know what it's called. The machine gun that would sit on top of the tank that somebody would actually man.
The 50
I know
cal
what you
kind of.
mean.
Yeah.
Man, I would love having that. I'd love the ability for tankers to pop their heads out every now and then.
To turn
Open
out,
the hatch, open the hatch or close the hatch.
Oh yeah. I read the AMA that the developers did recently, and they addressed that, and I thought their
With a resounding no.
yeah, and their reasoning was like, well, when tanks were actually this close of a conflict, they would remain buttoned down, and it's like, let players make that choice, not you.
Hey, if I'm dumb enough to put my head out of a tank while we're in the middle of combat, I deserve to be killed.
Yeah. I mean, you
Well-
see a lot of tank commanders, and we've seen it in the matches where tank commanders will pop out of the tank and just stand on the engine
Oh yeah.
to spot targets.
We do that all the time. It's actually something that we teach our tankers. Say, hey, you got 2 feet, you got binoculars. Instead of putting the tank at risk, you want to look around the corner, hop out and take a look. The beautiful thing about that too is sometimes if you hop out, you can get eyes behind a bush, ping a target, and shoot something that your gunner can't even see.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to establish a garrison behind town center, HLLPL, to attack town center from.
Well, they got to be careful because the rail crossings is really starting to be taken. The U.S. is really pushing in onto point and knocked the Germans out of their defensive positioning. It's going to be hard to get them out of there.
Yeah.
We're almost about halfway cap now.
Looks like they're gonna take this. Not a lot of defense here from the German side.
Yeah, there's a lot attacking still.
Yeah, they're all spread out around the town.
I'm going to grab a 15-minute timer and get ready just in the event that they capture it.
Yeah. My TeamSpeak is lighting up. I guess there's NCO Academy Phase 2 training. I got a notification for it.
And the U.S. is just about to take rail crossing.
Germans
Yeah.
are starting to retreat back now, but it's too little,
Alright.
too late.
A timer has been started. They have 15 minutes to hold it.
Jeez. All right, I'm gonna keep on town center because there's still a lot of people here. As soon as it becomes all Americans, I'll move. Yeah, so rail crossing's been capped. We've got 15 minutes. You already got the timer started?
Yeah.
Alright, how much time is left on timer?
14 minutes and 15 seconds.
So we're looking at 53.
Yeah.
53 in game time.
Yep. So it looks like a lot of the Americans are just leaving the point to go push the main point here. Or
I'm not sure they realize just how many Germans are behind them. So they pushed off the point and left it completely undefended. I think they got a little ahead of themselves. They thought that maybe the Germans were pushed all the way back to the HQ and not just trying to encircle town center.
yeah. Well, we'll see what happens here, because it looks like the Germans are taking back rail crossing, if not extremely slowly. Can we get eyes on some of these guys who are near the border? I see one's a recon, but I just want to double check.
I've been monitoring them. I had one guy cross the line and pulled him back. Sadly, shortly after, a tank blitzed up the road and killed him. But I've been keeping an eye on that for the U.S. side.
You need me to
Alright.
swap over to help you out?
Oh,
bombing run on.
right?
Yeah. Landed right on top of me.
That might have just helped save the U.S. in holding that objective. Most of the Germans, there's one German left on point.
Yeah, there's a massive German push happening now from the south side.
Yep, I'm seeing that. They're just in around that warehouse.
Ooh, no more Germans left on the point.
They're all south of it. They only have a single garrison to really attack from, so they're just spreading out from there, but it looks like they're trying to get another one established further to the north.
Just across the bridge there.
Definitely a good use of that bombing run.
Oh, yeah. Let me know when there's 10 minutes left on that Mercy timer and 5 minutes left.
Yep, will do.
The strafing run really needs to be changed to this game. I see way too often that it just doesn't do what people want it to. Have it be a bomber denial. Yeah.
I don't know, when I'm in game, I find it hits my head almost every time.
You just gotta remember to take the magnet out of your helmet.
Oh, yes, that's it. Not much of a force left on rail crossings by the US, and the Germans are really starting to push back.
Oh, for sure.
So we got another tank trying to push down.
Can you check out Mala and Bra? McLaren?
Yep. I'm shifting now.
So, a lot of infantry moving through these farm fields is south of the of rail crossing right now. Trying to see if they can push up.
Looks like Mala and Brel are just kind of holding that side. They're not crossing the boundary, so that's one thing. It took me a few seconds to get myself oriented on where these two were. They got to add like an indicator on the map where your admin cam is.
Yeah. How much time is left on that Mercy cam?
Sorry, we're just below 10 minutes. We're almost 9 minutes now.
Make sure you let the teams know, like, hey, 9 minutes till Mercy rule. So,
Yep, I've been putting them in for them too.
I know the YouTube comments from what I've read don't like the map popping up all that often, but it's very necessary, at least for me, to see what's happening here.
Well, these recordings, at least the unedited ones, are for posterity's sake for judges. It's to show that the cav is not being biased towards one team or another. It'll be the edited versions that will probably not have the map. Oh, it looks like the recon's starting to capture rail crossway. Causeway, not crossway. It is. It's one recon.
Yeah, which means there's nobody in.
There's one other guy here.
That's okay. So that's a tough one. He's clearing artillery, but he can't clear the artillery without accidentally capturing rail.
That's fine.
Well, that's
Okay.
recon. That's the point. Is recon's the only one that can capture the last point.
Oh, right. That is.
He's doing fine.
Yeah.
I think that the U.S. is really digging in hard at this point now.
I can't help but like smile every time I see Bushwacka as a name. That's a really cool name.
You just got bushwhacked.
This recon's putting in work. It's one guy hiding in bushes, taking out the one guy who's chasing it.
Jeez.
It's pretty funny.
I'm gonna take a moment and shout out. Yeah, I'm gonna shout out DKB here because I don't think I said them in my intro, and they were the one I forgot. So I apologize for that.
It's okay. They're putting in all the work.
The U.S. seems to be starting to get pushed off the rail crossings here. Germans got a good force pushing in.
They still haven't responded to Rail Causeway.
They've got like 1 or 2 guys, I think, just holding back to ensure they don't take it.
It's the only people that are here not to take it for the German side are the people that are spawning in the garrison that is in the top left-hand corner of the quadrant. As soon as those guys leave, this one guy keeps starting the cap again. It's just over halfway now. The map awareness is not very strong with this team today.
Yeah, I mean, they asked, like, hey, is it just recon capping the point? It's like, yeah.
Yeah, well, if they don't keep paying attention. It looks like there's one guy, TKP Kojot. Kojot?
Peo seems like he's paying attention to it, too.
Yeah, the commanders finally. Oh,
Yeah, they just messaged in the U.S. chat asking rules on capping. They're checking to see if they weren't breaking rules, so I just let them know it's a recon only.
Yep. Looks like the recon redeployed. Man, he almost
Yeah,
had it.
I didn't get to respond fast enough. They had him pull out, so. Yeah, but they do still have one guy left in it holding the cap. So hopefully, well, not hopefully, but if they're smart, they can get him right back in.
Yeah. I don't know, it'll be interesting. Do they have an OP down here?
How much time is left on the Mercy timer?
We are sitting at just about 5 minutes.
Doesn't look like there was a, Oh, no, it was way over there.
U.S. still holding strong.
Yeah, they just have a stronger presence overall. What's the garrison situation look like for the U.S. anyway?
I see 2 garrisons, one up in Gulf 4 around Keypad 2, and the other one in Gulf 6 around Keypad 8, Keypad 9. And that's it on the point. It doesn't even look like they
Big
have a
bombing
garrison
run here.
on point.
I don't know.
Big bombing run coming through.
I didn't see a whole lot of nameplates disappear.
Nope.
Yeah,
Those
no.
guys were in cover when they went over.
It would have been better if
Not
it was
very
in the
effective.
field. But I guess that's the advantage of a bird's eye view here.
Here comes that Panther again, roaring down the streets into the railway crossing.
Well, this time he's got to push up quite a bit until he reaches AT, so...
The one AT guy that was behind him is no longer there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
He really wants that point.
He looks like he's about to flip that tank.
I know.
Alright, so if the Germans are starting to retake the rail crossings, does that delay the
Nope.
the mercy rule? No? Okay.
Nope.
Good clarification.
They have 3 minutes left.
3.5 minutes.
Oh, Panther made it onto the point.
Yeah, but for how long? He's got absolutely no support. Well, I mean, he's got one support player there, but
I don't know, it looks a little bit panicked to me.
That's for sure.
well, they realize they're on their last stretch before they get mercied here, so they're throwing everything they can to stop that rule.
Oh, we almost saw a satchel on the Panther, and then it reversed back into and ran over the engineer. Disappointment. I would have liked to see that. Maybe we'll see him come up again, but it looks like...
No, hold on. Unzip Katana right here. I don't know if he's got
Oh.
the right class for it.
No, I don't think he does.
He might be just putting an AT mine down.
Yeah, he's just playing around, it looks like. Definitely got it turned around though, which I don't think was the correct. Yep, he placed an AT mine down, which is about to get run over. Except the Panther got hooked on the cart.
Oh, wait. There we go.
It
I was
hasn't
like,
run it over yet.
no, it just did.
It's just pivoting around it. It's so close.
I swear it just hit the AT mine, but maybe it was max.
Oh, there it goes. I don't think it did much damage though. I think it was exploded by that proximity by the rocket.
I don't think the Panthers get one hit though by the mines anymore. I
They
thought the
do not.
Panthers were, yeah,
Nope.
they were part of the. They get damaged but not killed.
It
They
looks
do
like
not.
they're trying to have like a Fury moment here. Like they're just like stuck, surrounded by enemies, and they're like,
Oh,
"We're gonna live."
Somebody blasted again the satchel charge. Man, I want to see the satchel charge go up.
We're getting close to a minute and a half left before the mercy rule is triggered. I don't think at this point what it takes 2 minutes to cap a point.
I think it takes a minute.
2 minutes to cap a point. There's no way that they're not going to cap, or they're going to cap the point back.
No, at this rate, the U.S. is dug in too hard. All right, we're getting on 1 minute.
Oh, Geralt's going to get exploded by his own mine.
Ah,
I'm surprised that
is that
mine
tank
killed
still
the tank,
alive?
actually.
He's still alive?
All right, I'll start a
Rydix
countdown
is-
with 10 seconds left.
All right.
No, Rydix, you didn't get to place your satchel.
Half a minute.
I'm ready on the map flip when it's all good. There's gonna be no sound coming from my desktop because I've tabbed out of Hell Let Loose, unfortunately.
That's all right. I still got sound. 15.
There goes the Panther, finally. That thing lasted for so long.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Match.
There we go.
So with 12 minutes left in the